This video will cover beginner questions regarding the limit at infinity. There are two ways to think about this question. The first is on the number line. Here is 0 and this is 1. What if x equal 2 is 1 over 2? What if x equal 10? The number is 1/10. If x equal 1000, maybe here, this is 1 over 1000. If x equal a million or a billion, 1 over x is almost 0. So this one equals 0. The second way is using geometry. This is y-axis, 0 x-axis. This graph shows y equal 1 over x. When x is increasing and increasing, the y value, which is 1 over x, goes to 0. See, same answer. The second question used the same technique. So when x is decreasing and decreasing, the y value becomes equals to 0. So this one is also 0. When you see the question like that, limit x approaches infinity, number of x equal number of infinity is 0, and limit x approaches minus infinity, number of x is number of minus infinity is here, equal 0. So this number, any number over infinity goes to 0. Please remember this one. This is the next questions. Solving using geometry requires the graph y equal 1 over x squared. This one is x-axis. This one is y-axis, 0. And this is the graph. As x approaches infinity, the value of x keeps going to the right. So the y value, 1 over x squared, equals 0. And this one is the same thing. X is decreasing and decreasing. The value of x keeps going to the left like this. So 1 over x squared goes to 0. However, there is an easier method. Don't think about using a graph every time. Simply plug in infinity into x. So this one is 1 over infinity squared. It's the same as 1 over infinity equals 0. The same thing as x approaches minus infinity is 1 over minus infinity squared equal 1 over infinity squared, which is infinity, because squaring a minus makes a positive sign. So answer is also 0. The next question is this one. When you put infinity into x, you get 3 infinity minus 1, which is infinity, and infinity plus 2 is infinity. So this form makes infinity over infinity. Please remember this format. I will write it down here. Infinity over infinity form. When you see this form, you have to divide both the numerator and the denominator by the highest power of x in the denominator. In this question, the highest power of x in the denominator is 1, which is just x. So divide by x, or times 1 over x to each side like this. And expand. First one over 1 over x over, this one is x over x plus 2 over x. And simplify. This one is 3 minus 1 over x over, this one equal 1 plus 2 over x. And the infinity put into x. 3 minus 1 over infinity over 1 plus 2 over infinity. When you use the limit x approaches infinity, do not write the limit anymore. If you use the limit yet still write it, you will lose marks on an exam. And this is the next step. So 3 minus 1 over infinity, which is 0, over 1 plus 0. So 3 over 1, the answer is 3. There is also a shortcut. When you see a question has an infinity over infinity format, just take the highest power of x in the numerator and the denominator. In this question, it's 3x and x. You don't need minus 1 and 2. Therefore, 3x over x, which is 3. There is answer. The next question is this one. When you put infinity into x, 2 infinity plus 5 equal infinity, and 3 infinity squared minus 1 is infinity, which makes the form infinity over infinity. Do you remember this format? So what is the highest power of x in the denominator? Right, it's x squared. Now divide each side by x squared like this. And then expand. Two x over x squared plus 5 over x squared over 3x squared over x squared minus 1 over x squared. And then simplify. 2 over x plus 5 over x squared over 3 minus 1 over x squared. And then infinity put into x. 2 over infinity plus 5 over infinity squared over 3 minus 1 over infinity squared. And this one is 0 plus 0 over 3 minus 0. So this one is 0 over 3. The answer is 0. Once again, you can use a shortcut. We already know that is in the infinity over infinity form. Therefore, take the highest power of x in the numerator and denominator. Not this one. So there are 2x over 3x squared. Simplify and then cancel the x like this, and 2 over 3x. So 2 over infinity, which is 0. This is the next question. When you put infinity into x, you get 2 infinity to the power of 5 minus 1, which is infinity, over infinity to the power of 4 plus 2, also this is infinity, which makes the form infinity over infinity again. The highest power of x in the denominator is x to the power of 4. So dividing each side by this one, and then expand. So this is first one, second one, over plus and this one is 2x minus 1 over x to the power of 4 over, this is the 1 plus 2 over x to the power of 4, like this. And then infinity into x, this one is 2 infinity minus 1 over infinity to the power of 4 over 1 plus 2 over this one. And then this is infinity minus 0 over 1 plus 0. So infinity over 1, which is infinity. So the answer is infinity. Now the shortcut. Take the highest power of x on each side. This one and this one, we don't need this. Simplify to get 2x. So 2 infinity, which is infinity. So the answer is infinity. The next question is this one. Have a look. This has the same infinity over infinity form. Let's take the highest power of x in the denominator, which is x squared. So times 1 over x squared. And expand. Middle one. The last one. Over. Same thing. And the last one. The limit x approaches infinity. Simplify this one. The 5x is left over. This is only 2 over x plus 1 over x squared over, this is the 1 plus 3 over x squared. And then the next step is 5 infinity minus 2 over infinity plus 1 over infinity squared over 1 plus 3 over infinity squared equal, this one is also infinity minus 0 plus 0 over 1 plus 0. So this one is infinity over 1. Answer is the infinity. And of course, there is a shortcut. The highest powers are 5x cubed. You don't need this one. And x squared. To simplify, this one is 5x. put infinity into x, there are 5 infinity, which is infinity. This is the answer. The next question is this one. Let's jump straight into using the shortcut. The highest power of x are this one and x to the power of 4. We don't need this. And the limit as x approaches infinity, when you simplify this one, it's just 5. Answer is 5. The next question is this one. How would you solve this question? I think you already know. If you put infinity into x, so 1 over infinity plus 3 is also infinity, then squared. The final answer is 0. You can find the answer without doing additional steps. Now, I will show you a slightly different question. The question is like this. This question shows an infinity minus infinity form. When you see this format, you must take out the highest power of x, which is x squared. So the limit becomes x squared, then 1 over x minus 3. Like this. Then put infinity into x, so infinity squared, 1 over infinity minus 3. So this one is infinity, 0, minus 3. So infinity times minus 3, which is minus infinity. The final answer is this one. There is also a shortcut for this format. Simply use the term with the highest power of x, that is minus 3x squared. We don't need this. Now put infinity into x, minus 3 infinity squared. This is minus infinity. So you got the answer. The last question is this one. Like question 9, this shows an infinity minus infinity form. Let's take out the highest power of x, which is x squared. Like this. So x squared, 1 over x minus 3. And then put minus infinity into x, minus infinity squared, 1 over minus infinity minus 3. So this one makes infinity, 0, minus 3. So infinity times minus 3, which is minus infinity. The answer is this one. Or use the shortcut. Take the highest term, which is this one. Put minus infinity into x. So minus infinity squared, which is infinity. So minus infinity, that is the answer. This is the summary of limit at infinity. Limit x approaches infinity or minus infinity, the number of x equals 0. And this is infinity over infinity form. So you can use a shortcut. If degree n and d are same, the answer is a over b. If degree d is greater than n, the answer is 0. If degree n is greater than d, the answer is positive infinity or sometimes negative infinity. Or you can use these steps. I hope this video has been helpful. If you have any questions, leave them in a comment below and I will address them in a future video. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more.